Hello again. This is Joe Rybandt with Dynamite Entertainment. Talk a little bit about The Boys. I'm recording this a day earlier than I did last week. It's Monday afternoon, rainy day here on the East Coast of the United States of America. I was going to do it tomorrow morning, first thing, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, but I got a lot of other stuff going on tomorrow. Got another couple of recordings tomorrow afternoon. Going to be talking to Garth for the Dynamite YouTube channel. And then I think once I get it confirmed, we'll be talking to another YouTube channel, both Garth and I, about the release of those new hardcovers and The Boys in general. Links will be down below, but that bundle is still up. That Kickstarter and Indiegogo are still going. And one thing that came out in between last week and this week is that Amazon has an exclusive edition of the very first Boys trade, the name of the game, with a brand new cover by Derek Robertson. And the cool thing about that cover is he drew the team, he drew our heroes as they appear on the show. So very nice looking piece of art. Derek did a great job, and that I think is up on Amazon. Search for name of the game exclusive, Amazon exclusive, something like that. If anyone can think of it, here on our side, we'll put a link down below. So we finally get to Herogasm, Season 3, Episode 6. And as I was watching, I just noticed the disclaimer, and I don't know if they change it each time, but it was fun. A lot of people probably skip right over it, but next time, if you do, read that disclaimer that they show when they pop up a new episode. Herogasm, number 1, our miniseries, was written in October of 2008. It was drawn by John McCrae, and it was the first spin-off miniseries of The Boys. We'd end up doing more and ultimately coming close to 100 issues of The Boys altogether. But now the show's gone in a different direction here for sure. Highly anticipated episode, though. I was expecting them to open with the actual Herogasm event, and they did not. And when we opened with the Deep doing his talking to the camera thing, I thought what was going to happen was how we had set up Herogasm in the series. It didn't go that direction, but the way that Herogasm was set up in the comics is Homelander gives a speech to the people of Earth to set up the heroes' absence so they could all get their you-know-what on. I don't know, should I swear on this thing? I mean, if I read the script and swear, I don't know. We're not monetizing, right? I don't know how any of this works, to be honest with you. I'll just say get there, you know what on. Which, oh my God, how sad. Homelander, from the script. I'll make a brief statement, but I'm afraid I won't be able to take your questions. The situation is dire and time is short. I hope you'll understand. The Battlelite of the Marith Rye is now confirmed as having entered our solar system. These images, captured by the Hubble Space Telescope only this morning, clearly reveal the war station passing the orbit of Saturn. Some of you will remember that we faced I'm not going to say it again, before, most notably in the KO crisis of 98 and the more recent covert intrusion. It would seem that in the intervening time, their technology has only grown more invulnerable, their ruthlessness more absolute. We've heard that our comrades, the G-Men, have been targeted in a preemptive strike by the invaders and have not been seen since. But all is not yet lost. Even at this darkest hour, the heroes of Earth have gathered together to battle for our planet's salvation. All of our teams and duos, our lone wolves and solo players, even those we might otherwise call villains, have put aside their differences to unite in defense of our last best hope to fight back for the endgame. We're going into space now. We may be some time. Please do know that no matter what happens, we're going to do what we have always done before, as we did in the civil dispute, in Down Count, in the final fracas, and the drubbing. That's my favorite. And that's our very best. And then, of course, he flies off, and we get the backdrop to the superhero hedonism that was explored in the entirety of the miniseries. And the what's going on, though, how the boys interact with it, what's going on, is they're actually going after Vic the Veep. But before that reveal, which comes towards the end of the issue, we get what we came for. And here's a description that Garth wrote in the first issue there of what's going on and what we're seeing. He says, what we're going for here is a superhero version of one of those hedonism resorts with several large jacuzzis set amongst the palm trees and a big swimming pool in the middle with a floating bar. Supes occupy the pool and jacuzzis or stand around between them, drinking, chatting, mostly fucking. Well, there you go. I guess that answers that. Sometimes each other, mostly the hookers. Costumes have been largely discarded, but masks are kept on. Annie and Maeve have just arrived further back, Annie astonished at what she sees. Notable by his absence is the Homelander. Nearer us, Jack from Jupiter is talking to Stormfront, Mindroid from number 7, and the Crimson Countess, red costume, gorgeous redhead, from Payback. None of whom seem to like him very much. Jack's one of those sloppy drunks who gets too excited when he's had a few, forgets about personal space. Here he grins and points at the scowling Stormfront, causing Mindroid to stare at the Crimson Countess. Everyone has a silly umbrella drink. Strung between two trees is a huge banner reading, "Welcome to Herogasm, XVI." I had to look that up because Roman numerals always mess me up. So the difference here on the show, I believe they said it was the 70th annual, and started by Soldier Boy. And in the comic, it's the 18th. And of course, in the show, the Soldier Boy's front and center. That's a big difference there. The whole thing was for sure different. They went in a different direction. Not surprised. We've talked about, we've done this is the second episode. It's not like we've been talking nonstop, but it did different things here for sure. So as I mentioned, they are talking more in the comic. Garth is talking more in the comic. The backdrop is the boys looking in on Vic the Veep, who goes to a Herogasm because of all the security there and the fact that he can do things there away from prying eyes. This is page 21 of issue number 1. It starts with a big shot through binocs. Vic the Veep exits Air Force 2, smiling the same weird fixed smile he always does, glassy-eyed and rigid-faced. With him are 6 Secret Service guys, supremely professional in their suits and shades. One of them is a handsome 30-ish Hispanic guy, coolly alert like the rest. No need to focus on him, just make sure he's in the shot. Be seeing more of him later. Huey lowers his binocs, puzzled. Butcher keeps scanning. Huey says, "I don't get it. I know he's a Vaught American man, but what's he doing at a gigantic fucking soup orgy? And why is our pal and the other jet here too, come to that?" Butcher says, "Nice and private for him, whatever it is. Security on Herogasm's always top-notch." True. Although this one on the show went horribly, horribly awry. So then also, we finally get our reveal of Love Sausage. And Herogasm, smaller in scale. Love Sausage played very differently, played a very major role in the boys' story arc that we talked about last week. But the underlying tone, as we've discussed, again, for the second time now, they do keep the underlying tone that superheroes suck and they do shitty things to regular folk. From Herogasm number 1, page 4, panel starts, a huge backstage dressing room like you'd find in a theater or strip club. About 100 hookers are putting the finishing touches to their outfits and makeup, hurrying to get done in time. Ratio of about 1 boy to 4 girls, all very attractive in an obvious way. Ton of makeup on the women, etc. Slight tropical flavor to the costumes. Coconut half bikinis, leopard skin, etc. Nearest us in this flurry of preparation, one slightly disoriented girl gets up from a table of hookers doing lines of compound V, pile of blue powder in the middle of the table to join an older, more experienced redhead who's squeezing a tube of blue ointment onto her fingertip, looking thoughtfully off-shoot. The girl rubs at her nose, blinking rapidly as the high comes on. And we have assorted balloons. Come on, give me some of that. Did you use all the mascara? Down to the wires, kiddies. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Where the fuck is my cock ring? That's enough of that. I doubt it. View past them as the redhead stands with legs apart, knees bent, sticking her hand up to her skirt to smear the ointment on herself. Screen door opens onto a balcony from which we can see the tops of palm trees against a deep blue tropical sky. What a beautiful, beautiful image, right? Continuing, any sign? Not so far, but they'll be here. View past one of the palm trees as it stirs in the breeze, the redhead continuing her rather undignified preparation, well, says you. The Asian gazing warily up toward the sky. No sense of location beyond that. Final line. And then you'll earn your 100K, sweetheart. I can guarantee you that. And we saw that on the show. We saw that in the comic. Herogasm expands out the entire notion. Hijinks ensue across that miniseries. McCrae was a wonderful choice. He'd, of course, worked with Garth many times before. He dipped in and out of the Boys universe with us. Happy to have him for all of the work that he did. He most recently did some homage covers for some assorted titles where we took Boys imagery and put other characters in those same poses. John drew them, and his colorist, I think it was Mike Spicer, colored them. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Did about 4 or 5 of those. Check those out if you get a chance. And I know I said I was going to not do these every week, but I realized that the end of this week, we're heading into a holiday weekend. So trying to cram 2 of these together into next week was just not going to work for me. So I'm doing it now. And I know also on Twitter, we put out there that if you have any questions, I will answer them. Obviously, I'm not doing that this week. I don't know that anybody asked anything anyway, to be honest with you. Also, I said I wasn't going to look at the comments, and I did, and there was one. It was very nice. That was on day 1, though, so I haven't checked since. But if you do have any questions, you can throw them at our social media on Twitter or Facebook. And at this point, we will probably talk about this coming week's episode as its own thing, and then we'll do the finale, which I think should be after that. I think there's 8 episodes in this season. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going on information I got last week that I think I locked away, and I thought it was 8. So we'll see. But thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying these. Let's get those views up. Share this around. Let's do it. I don't know. It's fun, right? Sure. Anyway, thanks.